Transportation. It's the technology of moving people, animals, and information from one point to another. We rely on it for our everyday lives to function.
But our world wasn't always like this. Fast, efficient, and organized. It used to go a little bit slower. Let's take a look.
The year is 1817, and it had only been a few short years since the end of the War of 1812. Our country was a mess because there were very few ways to get around and trade. The only way to get around the Appalachian Mountains at the time was to go all the way around the Florida Peninsula and then fight your way upstream in the Mississippi River. It could take months, and it was very dangerous. As for traveling by land, it was a slow and dangerous journey through the mountains, and also expensive because you had to feed the animals that you were taking with you.
This all changed when the Erie Canal had been built. It took 8 years, but after its completion in 1825, it became a huge success. It was considerably cheaper for transporting goods than mule carts and the like because there wasn't nearly as much labor needed from animals and people. It took away the need to travel thousands of miles around the Florida Peninsula and up one of the longest rivers in the world just to get past a mountain range.
The canal inspired our nation to start creating more routes that led into the West. Canals, roads, you name it. And that sparked the transportation revolution. In 1817, the national road, called the Cumberland Road, was the first road built, and it led through the Appalachian Mountains. It was the first of many, and I guess you could say it paved the way for opportunity. Why did I write that joke?
Roads were really useful, especially for people who lived far from water. They created pathways and trade routes that would before have been impossible to traverse. They created trade between neighboring cities and states that had never been seen before, but we went farther, with trains.
Locomotives were fast, faster than that of steamboats, and they became very useful in our slow little world. They were powered by machines, so unlike animals, these things could go on endlessly. The only thing they needed was a bit of wood, and they would be hauling off people at top speed. The locomotives were good at their jobs, and they provided people with jobs, building tracks, conducting.
Although there were still some issues, the engines were burning wood and they would start fires often. These fires would sometimes engulf the engines and destroy the locomotives. The rails that the tracks rode on were often made of wood topped on with iron and broke easily. The problem resulted in many crashes that killed and injured lots of passengers, and many people were greedy and didn't want to have any competition. So they changed the width of the track so only their locomotives can go certain places.
Although all the aforementioned factors made railroads a little bit more dangerous, they were all eventually fixed. We moved from wood to coal for fuel and completely fixed the sparking issue. And new tracks were engineered to make them more durable and long-lasting than the ones before.
So after all this, how has it brought us to present day?
This period was important for building up our nation's technology, set the baseline for what was yet to come. Roads have been improving ever since until they become sustainable and nearly perfect as they are today.
Why did it stop?
It was cut short by the Civil War. Our technological growth was put on pause because of the huge conflict between the states.
So a lot has obviously been changed since the revolution ended. We have cars, dozens of interstate highways, airplanes, and even rockets to take us beyond our planet. Why isn't that a transportation revolution in itself?
Well, our difference between the expansion in the 1800s and the expansion that's happening right now is that back then it was a lot more widespread. And instead of developing new technologies, we're taking pre-existing ideas and expanding on them, improving them. Trains are better and faster than ever, and so are boats and cars. And the car is just like a covered wagon, except it has an engine instead of a horse.
Thanks for watching.
Have a nice day.